What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
The co-host with the most, Ricky knows best, Ricky Williams. Shout out to We Are Wrestling. Shout out to the family. Shout out to everybody.
And today, Ricky and I, we're going to be giving you guys our predictions for AEW Double or Nothing 2024, which, by the way, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are listening or watching this predictions, Ricky and I will be live on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel this Sunday for AEW Double or Nothing. So if you're looking for somebody to watch the pay-per-view with, we will be live. But before we get into our predictions for AEW Double or Nothing, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this predictions, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already over on the YouTube channel, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know the grind is real. And normally how we do the predictions, I don't know, I think this is your first time doing a predictions video for We Are Wrestling, right? Or did you do one in the past?
I think this is my first one.
I think this is your first prediction. So normally how we do this, Ricky, is because every other pro wrestling YouTube podcast out there, they just like to give their predictions and that's it. But with We Are Wrestling, we like to talk about the storyline leading up to the matches. We like to pretty much break it all down for each match and really analyze it and give our thoughts. And of course, we do give a prediction at the end of it. So, I gotta ask you, Ricky, before we get into the matches, how do you feel about the build-up for AEW Double or Nothing?
The build-up to certain matches, some of them have been fantastic. Some of them have been mediocre, I'm not gonna lie. Some of them have been mediocre. The Elite and AEW, the Anarchy, that one is kind of surprisingly a good story. The matches are always literally all over the place, all around. Sometimes filler, sometimes legendary spots. But like the story with the Bucks and Okada, the new Elite, has actually been money. But that's a money move right now, and I'm actually into it. In Team AEW, this is literally like WCW back in '96 before the NWO was formed a little bit.
And we're definitely going to be talking about that more when we get into the match. So overall, you are impressed with the way the storylines have happened from Dynasty to now.
I'm kind of impressed. I would say 8 out of 10. I'm impressed right now. Tony Khan is low key. He stepped it up a little bit. Like it feels like he's listening to his personnel a little bit. Probably not a lot, but he's listening to him a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like one thing I'm noticing here. Ever since the Elite wrote Tony Khan off of AEW Dynamite, I feel like the shows have been a lot better. And I know the ratings right now aren't showing that, but I feel like if you're watching AEW Dynamite, you're definitely enjoying it more right now than you were in the beginning of 2024.
I agree. I definitely agree on that. And then you're using a lot of the talent a lot better. And then I see some of the talent that are mid-carders or like under the card, they're actually getting shine too. They're getting their just due and everything. So it's working out. And like I said, Tony Khan is literally listening to his guys now, and I expect better from here on out.
And that's the thing, man. I feel like Tony Khan just has to stay on the sidelines, let AEW do what they do best, and just put on good shows. And I will say this, going into this build-up, I feel like for a while, going into a lot of these AEW pay-per-views, I really just wasn't excited, even though when you're watching an AEW pay-per-view that you're going to get a banger after banger. but when you don't have really good build-ups that are leading towards it, it's not really that exciting. And I will say, from Dynasty to AEW Double or Nothing, they had a whole month to build up this pay-per-view, and I think for the first time in a long time, as an AEW die-hard fan, I am generally excited for this show because I already know we are going to be getting great matches because AEW on pay-per-views always delivers. But when you're adding storytelling in there, you're adding storylines, it adds so much more to it and it makes you invested. It makes you want to actually watch the pay-per-view. And in this case, I feel like I actually want to watch AEW Double or Nothing. And I can't wait to dive into all these matches with you and talk about it. So, with that being said, let's get into AEW's Double or Nothing. And we are currently recording this before AEW Dynamite tonight. So, if they do add any matches from here on out, these are the matches that we have as of right now. 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's only 9 matches so far on the card. We know AEW, they're always throwing in extra matches for like the buy-in, and they usually will add like an extra like match or two, because I think there's usually 12 matches to the card. But we do have 9, and we're going to dive into them. So, starting things off, we have the FTW Championship. Chris Jericho, the leader of the Learning Tree, will be going against the winner of tonight's final, which I believe is what, a triple threat match. It's Hook versus who's the other people in there?
Shibata's one.
Shibata, I know.
I don't know the other one. I forgot the other one.
Well, I think realistically we all know who's going to win this. It's probably going to be Hook, because I think that we're going to be getting Chris Jericho versus Hook 2. I think that's what we're getting. I could be wrong here. Do you think it's going to be Shibata over Hook?
Only way I would see that. Only reason I would see Hook winning. Well, he's gonna win obviously, but like I could see Shibata turning on Hook. I could see him turning on Hook. Sometime down the future. Jericho's probably gonna manipulate Shibata in a certain way because this Learning Tree character, as much as he's eagle in himself, he might manipulate Shibata into turning on Hook, just in a way we're not gonna know about. Because look at Big Bill. Big Bill literally done came to him right now. Shibata going with Jericho, that makes a lot of sense. But Shibata's character, if you know it, it's all about honor and respect. So I doubt it too.
I will say one thing I really like, Ricky, about Shibata's promos on AEW lately. I love the translator. I think that is fucking brilliant what they've done with him there. And it's also funny. You get some pretty funny spots in there, which I think is cool. But I do think realistically it's going to be Hook versus Jericho for the championship. That's what we're building towards. That's what I'm kind of getting out of this, because obviously what happened at Dynasty I thought was a great finish with Hook flipping Jericho off and then he hits him with the bat. Taz is showing emotion, which I think that was a very important thing that they did, and I think that this is going to be a pretty good match with Hook and Jericho. But I got to ask you, Ricky, though, before we give our predictions on this match here, what's your thoughts on Jericho's new Learning Tree character?
Somebody asked me that the other day on social media too, and then a lot of y'all don't like it, and then even though he stole the Learning Tree from
Brian Myers and VSK.
He probably
an
didn't
Impact.
Know that. In his defense, he probably didn't know. He probably didn't know it. I'll give Jericho
plus
the benefit of a doubt.
Well, plus too, it's technically not trademarked either.
Yeah. But no. Like, if Jericho didn't know about it, then I'm gonna give Jericho the benefit of a doubt with this. But at the same time, Jericho, he knows his time is almost up. But then he's just like, he's being a mid-carder, undercarder, and he's putting over younger talent. Like, because Jericho has a history of putting guys over. Like, I've never seen Jericho never put anybody over. He's always putting over the young guys, even like if they're cold or even if they're gonna be mid. He's always putting these guys over, and I respect Jericho for that. And a lot of people tell me Jericho needs to take a break. My reply is probably gonna be no, because as long as he's putting over guys like this, and he's one of the top heels in the company, not top five, I said one of the top heels, probably top 10. As long as he's doing his job and putting over these guys, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
But here's where, like, I want to defend the people who right now are getting sick of Jericho and say that he wants a break, because I will say I am one of those people. I think that Jericho definitely needs to take some time away from AEW, but I like what he's doing with this Learning Tree character, because obviously everything that he's getting criticized for, he is going out and he's doing. And that right there is great business when a professional wrestler knows what the fans want, and you're going out there and you're just trying to piss the fans off even more. I like that. But, like, I want to know, Ricky, with Jericho, he is putting over young talent. I will agree with you on that. But the impact of putting the talent over, when you're just doing the same old thing and then you're just going lower and lower in the card, Jericho used to be a special attraction back in the day. And I know you know what a special attraction is, because obviously one of the best special attractions was Kenny Omega back in New Japan Pro Wrestling, one of your favorite wrestling promotions. And he lost that special attraction feel when he went to AEW, because he was consistently on television wrestling random matches every week. Jericho is doing the same thing right now, and I feel like the reason why, like, when Jericho puts somebody over, it should matter, but it feels like it doesn't matter because Jericho has just been on TV way too long, and it's just getting very repetitive, I think, in my opinion.
Well, just like, I can say this a lot of ways, but I'm gonna put it like this. Just like everybody's tired of John Moxley, right? No,
Yep.
I'm not tired of Moxley. I'm just saying this is what some of the masses are saying. When back in the past, like several years ago, John Moxley, he had to step up when incidents and stuff in the back were happening after medias and stuff. Who stepped up and put MJF on that throne? John Moxley, right? Now Jericho is kind of the same thing with him, because Chris Jericho, like, he got to see if these guys are ready or not. I get y'all tired of Jericho being here and they need to take a break, which I agree somewhat. But like, he's trying to make sure these guys are ready. Because like I told you before, if these guys aren't ready, they're gonna keep depending on Jericho too. It's up to these up and comers to show that they're officially ready. Even if Jericho's doing this or that, or even if he's at the bottom of the card, he's trying to make sure the younger talent, they're ready to shine. Like, he's got to make sure y'all got everything y'all need before, like, he gracefully bows out, just like Sting did. Sting did it with Darby Allin and the Bucks in a different way, but like, Jericho, he's trying to make sure y'all got it before he officially leaves. And if that means doing what he's doing right now, the FTW, the Learning Tree angle, the story, I'm all for it. As long as Hook, he improves out of all of this after all is said and done, I'm straight with it. I got to give Jericho his credit for that too, because he doesn't have to do it, but he's still doing it at the end of the day. And then it's like,
And speaking of, like, credit too, like, I do want to add something to this. I think Jericho is realistically never going to get his flowers until he decides to hang the boots up, when he decides to retire from this. I think that's when people are going to realize that, damn, wrestling, we miss Chris Jericho. It's just like football. Tom Brady. Everybody hated him in the NFL, except for, even LeBron too, for example. And when they're gone from the sport, you have a different appreciation for that athlete, because you don't have somebody to hate on. And I think Jericho is just one of those guys that will get his flowers when he does retire. And I will say this, I agree with what you're saying here, because one thing that a lot of us, I think, complained about with Hook was the lack of storylines that he was in. He wasn't doing anything except for random squash matches for the last 2-3 years.
He's literally like, I ain't gonna say it like that, but like, he's
in a storyline.
No, he's like, no.
This is what we've been asking for, and we're finally getting it. So why are fans complaining about it?
No, his style is like, I wouldn't say all the way like it, but a little bit like the story way, because you know Samoa Joe in TNA was, he was literally unstoppable.
Yep.
It's just like, This is literally this is Samoa Joe's little brother right here.
Yeah, but like with Hook, it was just random like 2-minute matches. Samoa Joe, on the other hand, would put on like 10 to 15-minute matches
No. I
with
get
TNA.
you get what I'm saying though. The angle, like
Yeah, I get what
the
they're
way
trying
they're
to do.
building him.
The way they're trying to do it, I get what you're saying.
And then Goldberg too. You can even go with Goldberg. Where Goldberg had 5-minute matches, but like Hook is literally both of those guys when it comes to the style. He's not like them, but it's like the way they're presenting him to us. That's
But I think having him work with an experienced vet like Jericho is definitely a great move. And I think Hook needs to be in more actual compelling storylines, like he's doing right now, which is why I am looking forward to this. They actually put in effort in this storyline, and I see it. And as much as like I want Jericho to take a break, he is doing some pretty decent work here with the Learning Tree, and it does have potential. It does have potential, I will say that.
like I said, he had like these young guys. They got to step up too. Like,
They got to step up,
it just
exactly.
can't be Jericho, like Jericho's done everything he's supposed to do, and then some for this business. But now, it's you guys that got to step up. If he's gonna put you guys over, and after he's done, and y'all still not to where y'all need to be, y'all the ones to blame. Y'all can't blame Jericho for that. Y'all, it's up to y'all now. Jericho done gave y'all the wings. Now it's up to y'all to spread your wings.
All right, so Ricky, who do you have winning this match, Hook or Chris Jericho?
Like I said, Shibata. I wouldn't be surprised if Shibata turned heel and Jericho retains off that alone, starting a feud with them. But I ultimately can see Hook winning this match.
So you do think that we are going to be getting a new FTW champion?
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on it right now. I gotta see tonight's Dynamite to officially determine that.
So I think the winner of this match, I want Chris Jericho to retain because I think that there's more story to tell here with Hook.
That's it, yep.
But I could see Hook winning the championship as well. It's a double-edged sword, but I think I'm going to go with Chris Jericho on this one. So that's your final answer? Hook or Jericho?
I'm gonna say Hook. Like I said, I'm 50-50, but I just gave you my reasons. But I'll pick Hook to be the new champion. Even after Shibata might turn heel on Hook after winning the belt too. So it's a 50-50 either way for me right now. But I'm going to say Hook ultimately.
I think Shibata's going to turn on Hook at Double or Nothing, and Jericho's going to retain because of that.
Yeah, you can
and Shibata will join the Learning Tree.
Yep, it's three different... It's a triple threat angle right here if you see it. Depending on how you see it, that's how it can happen.
All right, so moving on now to our next match. We have a singles match for the AEW International Championship. Roderick Strong will be defending his championship against one of your favorites, Will Ospreay.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna be biased. I was about to say match of the night, but I'm not about to be biased. But, hold on. Wait a minute. The last two AEW pay-per-views, who's had match of the night?
Will Ospreay.
Okay. This one, Roderick Strong, the God is in your presence. You might get a match of the night with the God in your face, pause. You might get that match of the night, so you better step up. I hope you better have the Dragon Balls with you. Listen,
I will say, like, one thing I'm gonna say about this is, obviously the match is gonna be fantastic. Two professionals going at it, but I will say the storyline leading up to this has been dog shit in my opinion. Could be a lot better.
Yeah, because it's like
Undisputed Kingdom is just not over, and it's because Adam Cole and MJF, like, we just want that storyline to just end already. Because they're both on the sidelines. Like, they should have just never had Adam turn on MJF until literally they were both healthy.
Well, you know what it is, too? Like, well, they're building Will Ospreay's resume up, too. Like, they're building him up to be one of the top guys. And everybody wants him to go after the AEW World title. Which I agree, but like after seeing him after the International Championship, like after him going at that now, I'm like, let Ospreay build his resume up now. I'm all for it, but he will get that AEW title. But right now, him and Roderick Strong wrestling for the plus Roderick Strong needs challengers. He needs candidates.
Yes,
so
I agree.
This made a lot of sense in my opinion right here.
So who do we have winning this match?
You already know, Billy Goat.
All right, so you have a new champion. I think that Will Ospreay is going to win the International Championship. I think that They really, like, he has this momentum going on right now. I believe he's undefeated in AEW so far.
The singles run, yep.
And I feel like they're just going to continue the momentum and just ride with it. And it's unfortunate, I will say, because, like, I love Will Ospreay. I actually really want him to win the championship, but Roderick Strong, he just won it not that long ago, and his title run has been very short. I feel like he deserved a little bit of a better run, and I think it could have been better if Undisputed Era, or Undisputed Elite, or whatever the hell they're calling themselves these days, wasn't happening. Like, it's just so boring. It's lackluster.
I'm sorry, Roderick, but the God, he's getting this one. I'm sorry.
I think Will Ospreay is going to win the championship as well, so you and I, we both have Will
Just
Ospreay.
like this, though, like, Ospreay and Okada, they're having dominant runs in AEW so far. So them winning championships on both their first try should tell you a lot of things. Because look
Definitely.
at Okada beat Eddie Kingston for the
Continental Championship.
And then I go back for years ago, Okada's first IWGP Heavyweight Championship match was against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Beat him on his first try. So I see the patterns here a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that Will Ospreay is definitely going to bring some excitement to the International Championship.
Prestige.
So, honestly, I'm excited.
I wouldn't say prestige, but then it's like he's going to be an Orange Cassidy fighting champion. But, like, he's going to add prestige to the championship a little bit, too.
I agree. But moving on now to our next match on the AEW Double or Nothing card, we have a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm will be defending her title against Serena Deeb.
That story came out of nowhere to me a little bit. Toni Storm retains this one. Serena Deeb, she's a candidate challenger.
Serena Deeb.
No, she's a good candidate, a good challenger, but like
she's so underrated.
She's underrated, but story wise and overall, you don't see Toni Storm losing her belt there.
Dude, Toni Storm is going to be champion for a very long time.
She's literally bulletproof right now.
She's bulletproof.
She's literally bulletproof until a character like that or something close to that comes up, probably. Maybe, but I don't see Serena Deeb. I don't see her beating her for it. And then the story has been a little, because it feels like she just came in as like a challenger, like she came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
the build up hasn't been that great.
The build up has been better for the TBS Championship, which is the mid card title, and like this is the Women's World Championship. This is supposed to mean a lot more than the TBS Championship. So for that, I'm very disappointed in the storyline leading up to this. But nobody right now is hotter than Timeless Toni Storm in the women's division. And I think that this is just another stepping stone. But this is going to be a great match, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. But like I said, like,
and I'm kind of happy too that Serena Deeb is also getting an opportunity on a pay-per-view. Because she's been with AEW for a long time, and I feel like she's really hasn't had a lot of pay-per-view matches.
I'm confused, though, because I've been watching this feud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the heel? One week, I feel like Dweeb is the heel. The next week, Toni Storm's the heel. Like, I've seen this. Like, who's the heel here?
I feel like Toni Storm's the heel in this, and Serena Deeb is the face.
I seen Serena Dweeb do some heel tactics. And then I seen Toni Storm. She acted like a face for, like probably a few seconds, and then like the roles are like I'm confused here. That's why I asked you who's the heel and who's the face here.
I love what they're doing with Toni Storm.
Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but I'm like, who's the heel and who's the face here?
Yeah, but I think Toni Storm, she's gonna retain. You also think that as well?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Serena Dweeb, but like I don't.
Serena Dweeb.
I don't see Toni Storm losing to Serena Dweeb. I don't.
Yeah, so you and I, we both got Toni Storm winning. Moving on now to our next match on the card. Ooh, this one I'm excited about. We have a barbed wired steel cage match for the AEW TNT Championship. Adam Copeland defending his title against Malachi Black.
I can't call him that. I gotta call him. I'm sorry. All right, but this story has been good, though. Like, I can't call him that. My bad. I get thrown off about that.
Hey, if you want to call him Edge on here, go right ahead.
Edge. Um, this story has been kind of good too. Like Malachi Black, in my opinion, he's like this generation's Raven a little bit.
Yes.
And a little bit. No, I can't say Bray Wyatt that much, but like he's a little
Yeah,
bit.
but he's got like that's not a bad comparison at all.
Him and Raven.
No, like with him and Bray Wyatt because they both have like a similar presence to them.
Yep.
Obviously, both completely different characters, but the presence is still very similar, especially with like the vignettes and stuff.
And then when I found out Malachi Black has been getting help with his promos by Jake Roberts, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's different. This guy's different.
Oh, wait. He's been like.
He's been helping him.
Jake Roberts has been helping him?
Like, he's been like.
I like that. Damn.
You haven't heard about that?
I haven't, no.
I heard about that 2 years ago. I'm like,
wow.
Oh. Even with the Cody Rhodes feud, I already seen it. I'm like, oh. And then I read up on it. I'm like, oh,
because you see, like, I don't hear really much about like Jake Roberts in AEW because he like manages like Lance Archer for a couple weeks and then like he disappears for like 8 months.
Well, he's been helping him with his
wow. Okay. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
But this steel cage match is gonna be violent. It's gonna be brutal. The story, I expected Edge to be like a fighting champion, but like him holding the TNT championship and feuding with Malachi Black for it, it's added some prestige to it too. I'm a little intrigued with the match now. Now I actually want to see this match a lot more.
Definitely, and that's the thing I want to talk about with this. Malachi Black, this is exactly how AEW should be booking him. This is how they should be booking the House of Black. Because we've gotten to see Buddy Matthews, we've gotten to see Brody King, and now we're going to finally be getting a singles match for Malachi. This is something that the fans wanted, and I feel like going all the way back to the beginning of the predictions, like you said, Tony Khan, it seems like he's finally starting to listen to the fans, which was one of their biggest messages when they first launched AEW. They wanted to listen to us. And finally, like, they're starting to low-key listen to us. And I think that having Malachi Black versus Adam Cole, this is going to be such a great match. Definitely a potential match of the night, in my opinion. And this is where Malachi belongs. And, man, I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of want Malachi Black to win the TNT Championship.
I'm kind of looking for it, too.
Like, I want the House of Black to be on AEW TV consistently. I want them to be on TV more. And I think having Malachi as the champion will do that. And then, and I think this isn't the last match that we get with Adam and Malachi. I think that this storyline can definitely continue, too.
I see.
Because didn't they say, like, if Adam loses this match, like, he has to, like, join the House of Black or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that?
Here's how I see it. Either Edge retains the championship, and they continue going on after this, or Malachi wins the title, and then starting over a whole new thing, but putting Edge in the process.
All I know is this has been great television. I love the little details that we're getting in this storyline. I love, like, the crazy side of Adam that we're getting. And I really love what they did last week on AEW when Malachi took his wedding ring. I thought that made it even more personal. And this is something that we've been asking for on AEW TV, is consistent, good storytelling that fans can get invested in leading to these matches. And I think that they've done a great job here. And I think I'm going to have to go with Malachi Black winning the championship. Who do you have winning this?
I'm going to say Malachi Black.
You think so?
I think we're getting the new TNT champion.
Hey, for me,
Nothing wrong with Edge.
Like, if Edge retains the championship, I will be okay with it. As long as the House of Black is continuing to be in programs, they're continuing to be on television consistently. But I do think that we are getting a new champ with Malachi.
Yeah.
So our next match we have on the card is an eliminator match. So if Takeshita beats Jon Moxley, he will receive a future title shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So this is a non-title match. Jon Moxley versus Takeshita.
Doesn't make no sense. This match doesn't make no sense. This match should be This should be a title match, and it should happen at Dominion. Instead, y'all want to let Evil get that title shot over Moxley. It doesn't make no sense to have that match on this card. I'm sorry. Takeshita, you need to go to Japan, buddy.
He has expressed some frustrations with his run in AEW too so far.
Listen, this is his perfect time to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. The doors are literally open for you. I got no problem with Takeshita being in AEW.
The forbidden door.
Listen, I got no problems with Takeshita being in AEW. I don't. I love the guy over there. But New Japan Pro Wrestling, the power vacuum, you could be the guy over there if you went over there right now. Instead, they want to put you in an eliminator match with Jon Moxley. You and Moxley should be fighting for that belt at Dominion. Instead, they want to keep Evil on the card.
Who is Evil? All I'm picturing when you say that is Violent J or Shaggy 2 Dope.
No, Evil's a wrestler in New Japan. He's part of the Bullet Club, but he has his own side faction.
Okay.
He has his own side faction called the House of Torture.
Wasn't that the one Jack Perry he joined for a little bit?
And then after Moxley, I forgot it was Resurgence, he retained his championship against Shooter Umino over there. Evil attacks him. Because every time in New Japan is different. Like, when you attack somebody or come out and declare for the title, you're going to get your title shot. Yeah. But instead, this match, Takeshita and Moxley, should be happening at Dominion, in my opinion, for the belt. But instead, Evil, they had to put Evil in there, so now it's probably going to be him and Moxley over there for the championship.
So, here's what I don't understand about this. Isn't Jon Moxley and Takeshita both heels?
Moxley's kind of a twiner at this point.
Yeah. Well, he's a part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
They're literally twiners at this point.
Takeshita's a part of the Don Callis family. Right. I will say this. This might be one of Jon Moxley's best matches. Yep. Because Takeshita, he be putting on bangers during these AEW pay-per-views. Yep. And I think that this is going to be a very underrated match. But where's the storyline in this? What has Takeshita done to get a match with Jon Moxley?
There is no story, like I just said. Like I just said, there's no story in this thing. Like, Moxley and Evil are wrestling for that. That's where the story is. Takeshita just got put in here. He just got put in here at the last second.
I don't know.
They got to keep Takeshita doing something. And like I said, he should sign the New Japan.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is like Tony Khan's way of saying, oh, we're giving you an opportunity on pay-per-view. Can you stop talking bad about us and you wanting to leave and stuff? I feel like this is their way of trying to lure him into staying.
He should go. He should go to New Japan. This is the perfect time. When people start saying this stuff...
Dude, this is what pisses me off about Takeshita, because at first I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But through time, watching his matches that he's had with Kenny Omega, I've gotten very invested in him, and I think they really had something going when he defeated Kenny Omega at All Out last year. But then, they just took him off of TV for a little while. Then he did some random, tag match with, Big Show and, Powerhouse Hobbs in there. They really just, all that momentum that they built up from 2 weeks with Takeshita, from All In and All Out, just went right down the toilet bowl. And it's so disappointing, and I can see why he's frustrated with his role in AEW right now. Because he deserves so much better. I think after he beat Kenny Omega, they should have had him beat Orange Cassidy for the International Championship. He should have won the title. And then they could have done other programs with him. That would have been a great way to push the Don Callis family, having Takeshita as the friggin' champion.
I guess I speak another language. I guess somebody else has to say it in order for me.
I love Takeshita. I love his work. Him and Don Callis have great chemistry. They did a good job with him with the heel turn.
He's just in the wrong territory.
Yeah, honestly, he deserves so much better, but
he's not getting booked bad. It's just
he is getting booked bad because he definitely should have been international champion after that.
I know where he really belongs. And I know a lot of people don't watch New Japan, All Japan, Noah, all of that, but I know where he really belongs.
He needs to come home.
To go to New Japan right now. I'm telling you, he's going to be the top dog if he goes over there. But for some reason, when I say these type of things and somebody else says them later, they consider me crazy or something. I know what I be talking about. I watch this stuff, but
Ricky knows best.
It's just somebody else has to talk about it in order for it to get across or something. Or do I got to come on this platform 24/7 to talk about it? Because apparently somebody ain't listening to me right now.
All right, so Ricky, who do we have winning this match?
It's a gesture. Like, I want to see him get a title shot. I want to see him be the champ. But like, apparently it's Moxley, so they might give him the win too. I got Takeshita ultimately, because Moxley needs challengers, and no disrespect to John Moxley, because he's a workhorse, but him having that IWGP World Title over here, it's not making sense to me. I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to go with John Moxley on this one. As much as I love Takeshita, I'd rather him win. Realistically, I don't see John Moxley losing to Takeshita, especially despite the
If you
bad
think about
booking
it,
with
like I
him.
said, if you think about it the way I just said, he needs challengers too right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if
I could
challengers,
see them like teasing something for maybe Forbidden Door where John Moxley will defend the championship against a New Japan guy. I can see a New Japan guy showing up after the match with Mox. Maybe they'll have Evil or somebody. I don't know.
no, I heard him and Evil supposed to be a Dominion because it's dang sure it's not about to be David Finlay. David Finlay, he just won back his global championship from Nick Nemeth, so it's not gonna be him. But weirder things have happened in this sport. So
Definitely. So you have Takeshita, I have John Moxley.
Yeah, because Moxley needs challengers. I'm sorry.
All right, well, moving on now to our next match on the card. We have a singles match. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy.
I wanted them to do a street fight, honestly, because it adds to the story. Like,
Yeah, this should definitely not be a singles match. I
it should be a
agree.
street fight. And then you get vibes from Trent Beretta that he's jealous of Orange Cassidy, like, and then him,
This has been a good storyline.
he's jealous of literally all the success Orange Cassidy's been gotten. Like, you can't see it in the story, but you can tell. You can see the vibes and everything. Like, he's literally jealous of everything Orange Cassidy has accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And Trent Beretta's he's a good wrestler. He's a good mid carder.
I'm liking this heel turn too because for Trent, I've never been invested in him. I've just never really been the biggest fan of his work. And I will say this, having him turn heel, I'm actually very interested in what he's done. I think that he's been very solid in his interviews and promos. And I also really enjoyed the parking lot brawl that he had with his former best friend, Chuck, which is unfortunate that he does have to retire. I do feel really bad for him because nobody should like have to retire due to like injuries. Should be like your own call. So I do feel bad, which I feel like having Chuck Taylor there watching this match will definitely add a little bit more to it. But I do think that this has been a decent storyline. It does make sense.
Let me ask you a question on top of that, like, and this is not no jabs of Trent, but like apart from that parking lot brawl, what has he really done too? This turning heel really it'll really elevate.
Yeah, the only thing that he really did was
A parking lot.
have his mother Sue show up in a van and get a big pop.
They should have been tag team champions by right now.
They definitely, like in the early days, they definitely should have been.
They should have been tag team champions right now. Same thing with Private Party.
Oh, dude, proud and powerful too.
Pride, like Tony Khan must have done a lot of tag teams, man. Santana, like he just said. Like,
That's why I didn't really like a lot of the long title runs that they had in like the early days of AEW, but I get why they did it because they pretty much like were trying to establish stars and like make their championships matter. So having long runs, like I get it. WWE right now, they just did that as well with Gunter and Roman Reigns. And even Rhea Ripley. They had very long title runs. And it just adds prestige and it puts the star over. So in like a new company like that, I totally understand it. But I will say having Trent turn heel definitely was a good move here because he's very talented. He just needs the right storyline. He needs the right character. And I think right now this is good.
Let me piggyback off what you just said. My bad. And plus, like, if tag teams aren't competing for the tag team championships, the tag team division is going to look looking weak, weird, and is looking out of sight. You need your tag teams competing for those belts. You just can't be putting tag teams together just like that either. Like, you gotta, because remember Kenny Omega and Hangman, those are singles wrestlers. They're not a really tag team like that.
That is true.
And then you put
Ricky Starks, Big Bill. That's a waste.
You gotta put they gotta put tag teams in there. Like, you just can't have tag teams wrestle for the company and not go for the big ones. It doesn't make any sense, bro. Remember the Acclaim? They were so over. Now look at them where they're at. Nowhere in sight.
They lost like to a random tag team for the titles, which I think was Ricky and
No, Swerve and Keith Lee.
No, they
singles guys. Yeah, they lost.
no they beat them for the titles.
Oh no, they lost to the Guns.
They lost to the Guns, yeah. And then they went into the trios division, and those titles have just.
Oh yeah,
that's a whole nother topic for another day. But who do we have winning this match? I'm gonna go Orange Cassidy on this one. I feel like Trent needs to win more.
That's what I was just about to say.
But I think that they're gonna give it to Cassidy.
I was just about to say Trent because he needs to win, but I can see Orange Cassidy and piss off Trent even more. Like, keep the story going and piss him off even more. Because, like I said, he's low-key jealous of Orange Cassidy's success.
So, your final answer?
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Got Orange.
I got Orange Cassidy as well.
Like I said, just to get Trent Beretta even more madder than he is.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, moving on now to our next match on the card. We have a singles match for the AEW TBS champion. Willow Nightingale will be defending her title against Mercedes Moné in her AEW debut match.
I think Mercedes Moné is jealous of Willow Nightingale as well.
Everything, I'm going to say this. Everybody, if you guys have been tuning into the We Are Wrestling podcast, you guys all know how I feel about Mercedes Moné getting a title shot without even earning it. I still have my beliefs on that. And everything besides that has been really good. It has been pretty solid. Mm-hmm. And I wish that the Serena Deeb and Toni Storm had that feel going into it. But obviously it makes sense that Mercedes and Willow have a little bit more momentum because they both got history in New Japan, and this is Mercedes' first match with AEW. And her first match really back in the United States territory, outside of WWE. So there is going to be a lot of eyes on her going into this. So there are some fans that are excited to see it. But, I just can't get over her not earning a title shot. She just went through a table last Wednesday. Why couldn't you have a number one contenders match last Wednesday? She took a bump through a table. And you're telling me she's not clear until AEW Double or Nothing.
She's not clear?
That's what they're saying. That's their excuse to why she is getting a title shot at AEW Double or Nothing. I get the business side of it, because obviously they want more eyes on the TBS champion, of course, with the network and stuff. But I hate when people don't earn their title shots. A couple years ago at Crown Jewel, I called WWE out on the bullshit when they gave Logan Paul a WWE Universal World Championship title shot against Roman Reigns, despite only having 2 or 3 matches at the time. I called them out on that bullshit, and I'm sorry, I am not going to get over AEW giving Mercedes Moné a title shot for her first match. She hasn't earned it. And that is one thing about Wrestling 101 with me. You have to earn your title shots. Do we see the 15th seed Detroit Pistons getting an automatic freaking Willy Wonka ticket to the NBA Finals? What had they done to earn their spot in the playoffs? They have to earn it. That's why they're not in there. They're sitting in Cancun with all the other freaking players that aren't in the playoffs right now.
Well, you throwing... Hold on, wait a minute. Give me a second.
You have to earn your spot. I stand by that. And I love Mercedes Moné. I love Sasha Banks. I think that she is one of the greatest women professional wrestlers of all time. She is in my top 5. But I'm sorry. You have to earn your title shot. And she didn't earn it against Willow Nightingale.
What threw me off? What threw me off?
Look what happened with freaking Deonna Purrazzo. They immediately threw her in a title picture, but at least she had a couple matches under her belt. But what has she done since losing to Toni Storm? This is what's wrong with the AEW women's division. They just automatically throw the new person a title shot. Saraya, she literally got a title shot not even 2 months in her... Oh, I can't get over it. I'm pissed. And then Jade Cargill. What the fuck did she do to become the first TBS champion?
Got the looks.
I know. I'm sorry, Ricky, for having a little episode here. Like, I needed to just let that out.
Nah, but throw me off. First off, let me go back to. First off, you throw me off with the Mercedes Monet is injured already. She's injured.
Well, she got injured last year from the match with Willow Nightingale.
You're talking about the old. Okay.
Yeah, and they're saying
I
that
thought you said she's injured again.
No, and they're saying that she's not clear until AEW Double or Nothing.
That doesn't make no sense though. Like, just fun. Never mind. Now I see where you're getting at now.
This is going to be a great match, and I'm very excited to see Mercedes back in the ring.
I got Willow Nightingale retaining.
So, this is my problem! Mercedes is debuting right now at AEW, so if you have Willow win, what is this doing for Mercedes?
I mean, she's a draw.
This is a lose-lose situation, in my opinion, for either woman. But I think that Mercedes is winning the title. Mercedes is winning it.
I got Willow.
They got it written all over the wall. They're trying to get that deal with Warner Brothers again. So having Mercedes Moné, who's got 4 million followers on her Instagram, that's a good way to pretty much get a solid TV deal, is having her as champion. I think that this will be very competitive. I'm just mad that she didn't earn her title shot. So I'm going to have to go with Mercedes Moné. You're going with Willow Nightingale? Alrighty, well, moving on now to our next match on the card. We have the Anarchy in the Arena match. The Elite, Okada, Jack Perry, Matthew, and Nicholas Jackson versus Team AEW. Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood, and Darby Allin.
First off, hold on. Let me get to it. First off, Darby Allin is not human. The man is the Grim Reaper. The boy got hit by a bus and broke his leg, and he's still here competing. Boy is the Grim Reaper. You can't convince me otherwise. He is the Grim Reaper.
Oh, I was very excited for this match until they had Darby Allin announced in here. Like,
Boy's the Grim Reaper.
They should have just let him take a break. And like, there's
his style fits his style.
Yeah, but now, yes, it does fit the match, but they're in a dilemma here, Ricky. Because wasn't he feuding with Jay White before he got written off by Jay White, right? Attacking him with the bat.
I was just about to get to that.
So I get why that he's going after Nicholas and Matthew, but he also has a feud with Jay White.
I forgot about that. I actually forgot. You just brought me back to that. You're right. I actually forgot about that. So
now, I do want to say this.
It must have been a last minute.
The Elite storyline. I love this, what they have done. Since writing Tony Khan off. In the beginning, I even said I saw the potential with these EVP characters, and adding Okada in there made it even more exciting. Adding Jack Perry to this.
Icing on the cake.
Well, not just yet. We're making the cake. We're adding the sprinkles. Soon, the icing on the cake's going to happen when Adam Hangman Page comes back. Because I think what's going to happen realistically, he's going to be the one to beat Swerve for the AEW World Championship, and he's going to be like the whole leader of this new Elite.
Oh, you know what?
And I think he's going to go on a monster heel run as champion.
You just put me on to something. Hangman might be the factor in them winning this Sunday. Because nobody has been, his return hasn't been announced. They've been keeping it under wraps. So Sunday he might strike.
That's what I think is going to happen.
I'm sorry for going that far into it, but like, he might be the factor of them winning. Because he's been quiet. We haven't heard nothing from Page. He's been suspended carefully.
Yep.
So this is the perfect time to bring him back.
Yep, and he's going to join the Elite, I think.
So that could be a huge factor on the Elite winning. And then
I will say, this is going to be, though, such a great match. I am very excited for this because the Anarchy in the arenas have been so much fun.
Yeah, as much as I don't like to hear these fact numbers, I think every Anarchy and Asylum match has almost literally gotten 5 stars from the guy everybody hates.
Oh God.
Sorry. They've all been good matches, but they've all been rated high. So
since you didn't mention his name, but we know who you're talking about, there's one question I'm going to ask you. Are you a part of his Patreon? Like, do you have like a subscription or something to the Wrestling Observer newsletter that you're not telling us about?
I'm blocked by all the accounts. I'm blocked by everything.
Damn, so Brian blocked you.
Yep.
Dave Meltzer blocked you. And...
Because I'm telling them how to do their job. So they blocked me. I'm just stating the facts and the numbers. I'm just stating the facts and numbers as much as I don't like it.
He's so irrelevant to me that I don't even, like, tweet at him. And if I did, I probably would be blocked if he was listening to all my rants about him. But getting back now into this match here.
Though, like, these NRT matches have been good.
Oh, they've been great.
They've been legendary. It's literally like War Games without the cage. How about that?
Honestly, that's a really good comparison. That's not bad at all.
War Games without the cage. But this match is going to be a very good match. This might be match of the night. Or could be. This might save the card somewhat if certain matches
are a little lackluster. This will be...
I wouldn't say filler, but like...
Filler, yeah.
This match might raise the bar again.
I agree.
I'm not saying any matches are going to be bad. But
especially with how hot the Elite have been. I agree with you. But now, who do we have winning this match?
Like I said, I got the Elite because, like I said, Hangman might be the factor in them winning. So I got the Elite overall.
Yeah, I think the Elite are going to beat Team AEW. Right now, the Elite are very, very hot, and I just don't see them losing. There's no way they lose this. Because then I feel like the momentum is just going to go down if they lose. And I think Hangman Adam Page, like you said, is going to show up and help them win.
He's going to play a big role into that. So he might be there because nobody has heard from his return. No rumors or nothing, right? This is the perfect time to bring him back and then add him into the Elite right there.
I will say, like, one person I do want back in the Elite is Brandon Cutler. I actually really liked him with Matt and Nick Jackson.
I didn't like, well, that's 50-50 with me. Like, I didn't like him getting treated like that. I know it was just wrestling in the storyline, but like,
yeah.
He deserved to be treated better than what they were doing to him.
Yeah, they're tormenting him. All right, so we both have the Elite winning. Yeah. All right, well, with that being said, our main event match for AEW Double or Nothing 2024, we have a singles match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Swerve will be defending his championship against Christian Cage. Which, before we talk about this match, we do want to remind all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are still listening or watching this pay-per-view predictions that on Sunday, Ricky and I will be doing a live watch-along to AEW Double or Nothing. So, if you're looking for somebody to watch the pay-per-view with, we will be live over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. So now, let's talk about the main event.
Swerve's first challenger for the world title. And Swerve is literally on top right now. But Christian Cage was the last... He wasn't the last name I would think of as a first challenger.
Me either. I wasn't even thinking him, which made it even more exciting when he showed up.
I think he was taking time off, but then at the same time, there's a little story behind this feud too. Not with Christian Cage technically. Well, yeah, a little bit. But like this goes back to Nick Wayne. I think it was last year. Or the year before.
Yep, when he got attacked in his gym by AR Fox and Swerve.
And then Sting and Darby teamed up to take on Swerve and
Christian.
Yep.
And that was at AEW All In Wembley.
I was here.
Yep.
I was halfway. No, I'm sorry for people watching this. I was literally ask him. I was halfway knocked out that day too. They were recording me and everything. I was knocked out that day. I missed that match. I think I was knocked out that day. I forgot what I did that day, but I was.
No, I think that was All Out because we watched All In the studio. And that was with Ben and Danny. You weren't knocked out during that one. I think it was All Out. That was when Jordan, Sherm, and the boys were here.
I'm sorry, but I was not. Listen, I don't remember what I did that day. I think we played ball, but I was doing other stuff. I was knocked out. Ask him.
I think you got done with work and then you played ball with us, and then after that we had to watch along. And Ricky was just not. He was out of it.
No, I wanted to watch it, but then I was like. But then I didn't want to back out of my plans either. I'm like, let me go over here and see. But I was knocked out that. I told him I would never do that again. Because I'm a wrestling fan, and me doing that
doesn't look good.
I was just like, I was done. I was gonna say.
Yeah, but we all have those moments though. Like even sometimes when I'm doing the watch-alongs, like they'll look at me and they'll be like, Dude, you look way too exhausted right now. You look like you're having the worst time of your life, and that's not the case. Because a lot of people forget that, like, outside of We Are Wrestling, we do work full-time jobs outside of this, and we do have responsibilities and things going on in the outside world.
Me. That day I was done. I was up. I was watching the matches, and I'm like, my head kept going down. They were like this. I taught them I was resting my eyes, and then after that. But no, let's get back to this though.
Yeah, so now getting into our main event here, they did a great job with this build-up. I've really enjoyed the personal side of this storyline going on. I love that Christian Cage is his first opponent because it makes sense. Nick Wayne, he looks at him like he's his son. He's getting revenge for Nick Wayne. And he also is getting revenge for what happened in the casket match, too. The coffin match at AEW All In. So I really like the way that they've done this with Christian and Swerve. I think that they've done a great job. Mobile Embassy, the breakup, it should have just happened a long time ago because Swerve has been babyface for how long now? And they finally show up for him. Like, if they wanted to make it more exciting at Dynasty when Swerve won the championship, they should have had Brian Cage and them there for the celebration.
They weren't there.
They weren't there. So, like,
I gave you a little hint.
It was just a matter of time of, like, when are we just going to get this breakup over with? And they finally did it just very randomly. I felt like they should have had them there for Swerve when he won the title, and then it would have meant more in that case. But I will say, this match with Christian Cage and Swerve is going to be a great one. I think Christian is the perfect first opponent for the World Championship, because obviously, Christian, he made the TNT Championship very prestigious during his run.
Even though he wasn't holding it half the time, but...
But he still made the championship matter. But having him chase the title, and then also adding Matthew and Nicholas involved, too. Because obviously Tony Khan's not there, so they're running the show. And then having them pick Christian Cage out of all the people to go against him. I like that we're keeping, like, they're actually putting effort into the storylines, and they're making it make sense, which is why I like the Elite taking over AEW. Because not only are they doing their own stuff with Anarchy in the arena, they're also running the show, and we're getting little segments and little pieces here and there, which I really like, because it's supposed to make sense. And that's something that AEW has struggled with, and we're finally getting it. But man, this main event should be a good one, and I have been really enjoying Swerve's title run so far.
I've been enjoying the title run too. And like I said, Christian was one of the last names I would think of. I was about to think Hangman.
You know what? I'm gonna give a hot take right now, and I don't know if the WWE fanboys are ready for this one. I think Swerve Strickland right now, May 22nd, 2024, is a better world champion than Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest.
I'm not mad at that.
I said it. And here's why.
I'm not mad at that.
Ever since WrestleMania, they haven't really done anything with Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes. Damian, they had a little tournament to determine who's going to face him at Backlash. Jey Uso wins. The build-up was just very lackluster because obviously they're transitioning Damian Priest from a heel to a babyface. Then we get into Cody Rhodes. Finally finishes the story against Roman Reigns. Then they take a few weeks. They do a whole tournament type thing to determine who he's going to face. AJ Styles. Great opponent. Great match, by the way, at Backlash.
A classic. My son gave y'all a classic when he still made Cody look good. Keep going.
But after Backlash, they did nothing with Cody Rhodes. Instead, they tried to do a champion versus champion match with Logan Paul. And then the fans were against it. Everybody was talking negative about it. So then WWE they were backed up in a corner, and instead of doing what they normally do and not listen to the fans, they went out and they listened to them, and they found some type of hole, and they got themselves out of it by having Logan Paul pretty much make up a whole new contract where it's only the WWE Championship on the line and not the US.
I get what you're talking about.
But the opponents for Cody Rhodes, like the storylines for Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest have been so lackluster since WrestleMania. And I'm not saying like their runs are like bad, because I think through time they're going to get better. Once Damian Priest turns babyface, once we get to SummerSlam, I think Cody Rhodes, he'll have better programs and stuff. But right now, May 22nd, 2024, Swerve Strickland is a better world champion than both Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. Because ever since Swerve won the championship, having Christian there, this storyline has been actually good. And I thought that they had the potential of doing that with AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. They should have continued the storyline with AJ and Rhodes.
That was the case too?
After Backlash, I think going into this pay-per-view, King and Queen of the Ring, which I will be live for as well on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, they should have had AJ versus Cody too. And they should have just continued the storyline.
If that's the case, they should have gave my son the title off.
No. Cody just won the championship. You can't do that. I get it. He's your favorite. You're biased. I get that. But I think right now, Swerve is a better champion. And I stand by that.
Yeah, Swerve is a better champion.
But who do we have winning this match?
I got Swerve retaining. This is going to plant the seeds. Hold up. This is going to plant the seeds for, what's that group called? The Penitentiary?
Mobile Embassy?
No. Christian Cage's group.
I don't even know their name, really. But you have Killswitch, Nick Wayne.
The Penitentiary or something like that.
Yeah.
This is going to create seed as well. Because when Christian Cage constantly continues to fail on them, they're going to see that as weakness. And they're going to turn on Christian Cage.
I do want to see Nick Wayne versus Swerve at some point still, too.
Proving.
Maybe on Dynamite or Collision.
That when Christian Cage starts failing and stuff, they're going to see that as seeds to turn on him. Proving Edge's theory to be correct when he first debuted. So that's long-term storytelling, too. Because when he fails to continue to get the
to capture the world championship.
No, I mean,
you're right.
The job done in these high-profile matches, they're going to turn on him.
I agree.
Because you remember Luchasaurus, Killswitch, he won the ladder match, and he had the TNT Championship contract, whatever you want to think.
Gave it to Christian.
He gave it to Christian. Christian lost the belt.
Oh, that wasn't ladder. That was Battle Royal. I was there for AEW World's End.
Oh, it was? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. No, it was a Battle Royal. Luchasaurus won. Then what happened? He gave it to Christian Cage. That was his title shot, and then he lost it.
And he also gave him the title, too.
He probably didn't forget that. This is going to be long-term storytelling if they do it right. They're going to turn on Christian Cage sooner or later, too.
I don't think it happens, though, at Double or Nothing.
Nope, not yet, but it's going to plant the seeds from there. Swerve's going to win this match, but Christian and his the penitentiary, whatever they call themselves.
The penitentiary, I think.
They're going to look at that as, you failed again. You got 2 more strikes on your belt. Not now, but it's going to happen. This is long.
Oh, definitely.
This is storytelling right here.
So, for me, I have Swerve retaining the championship. Yep. Christian Cage, great first opponent. I could see Hangman and Swerve doing a stare down. I could definitely see something happening after the match. But we are going to have to wait and see what happens. I think that AEW Double or Nothing is going to be a great pay-per-view. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen because I feel like every AEW pay-per-view is always a banger. Mm-hmm. And especially that we have the storylines for most of these matches that are actually compelling and pretty good, makes me very excited to buy this pay-per-view and give you guys an awesome watch-along. But is there anything else, Ricky, before we close off this predictions?
Like I said, I'm in tune with the main event, but I see the seeds happening. So. But then on top of that, nah. Like I said, shout out to We Are Wrestling. Shout out to my boy Donnie. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to the parents. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's going to watch this, man. Get in tune with We Are Wrestling, man.
Ricky's trying to say, join us for the AEW Double or Nothing watch along. We'll be live Sunday on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel for it. But to all the We Are Wrestling maniacs out there worldwide, let us know in the comment section below your predictions for AEW Double or Nothing. What do you see happening? Let us know. If you guys enjoyed the AEW Double or Nothing 2024 predictions with Ricky, Smash that like button now. I feel like the last few AEW pay-per-views, I've been doing the predictions solo, but now that Ricky's a part of the We Are Wrestling team, he also enjoys AEW like myself, so moving forward, Ricky and I will be doing pay-per-view predictions.
Professional wrestling, period, on top of that. He just wanted to say AEW, but we talking about professional wrestling,
period. But my other members on the team here, they're not as big into AEW as you and I are.
Shame.
So
Disappointing.
Hey, not disappointing to me because I love that we get to do this.
No, it's not disappointing like that, but like, come on, man. You got the best one over here.
Hey, man, everybody's got their preferences when it comes to professional wrestling. You got old school Phil. He will not watch anything past 1982. You got Cam, obviously. He's just all over the place. And Ben, he's just a huge WWE fan. And at the end of the day, we all have our preferences. And for me, I feel like I'm an all-around guy. I know you're usually an all-around guy, but you enjoy more of like the New Japan, the pro wrestling, than the sports entertainment.
I wouldn't say that all the way. Probably when I was years ago, maybe. But like, I kind of grew up on it too. Like,
yeah, but you're definitely more. But you're more into the AEW New Japan style than WWE. Am I right about that, or am I wrong?
I wouldn't be wrong about that. I like WWE too. I like the entertainment, but like, I'm
but you appreciate the wrestling more.
Yeah. I like WWE's wrestling too, but like, I just want to see some wrestling though at first, because at the end of the day, this is professional wrestling. This ain't entertainment. Like y'all think wrestling is a soap opera until y'all get in the ring. Y'all say certain stuff until y'all get in the ring to do it.
Well, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to the AEW Double or Nothing predictions, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download and follow us wherever you're listening to this. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already over on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. We will be live this Sunday for AEW Double or Nothing. So if you guys are looking for somebody to watch the show with, we will be live. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow Ricky and I over on our social medias. And if you're into wrestling figures and stuff, you can go follow me over on Best One Donnie's, which I do have a whole YouTube channel on wrestling figure reviews and Funko Pops and all that awesome stuff. All the links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.